Greetings, family. What's going on? It's Cornez with Too Smart to Be Broke. I want to thank you for coming to the channel today. If it's your first time here, I'm only talking about business credit, making money online, entrepreneurship, things of that nature. If any of that interests you, please make sure to share, like, subscribe. All right, I want to talk about the Susu today, the economic community growth building system, the foundation, the infrastructure that's popping out back to life because of everything that's going on right now. Now, before I get into this, look, I'm going to be talking about this from a strictly gift and donation standpoint. Okay, this is not a business opportunity. All right, this is just economic structure and foundation, entertainment purposes only. Anyway, let's get it. So first off, some people just address this. Is it a scam? All right, is it illegal? Is it like the blessing circle? Is it a Ponzi scheme? All these questions that come up, for the people who are not used to this unorthodox, untraditional way. Really is kind of traditional, but we just haven't been seeing that over here, and it has not been in the forefront. But it's been going on for some time, just to help out people of the community who may not be able to go ahead and get funding and loans and stuff like that. It's just community pooling funds together and circulating that amongst the community. Now, for the people saying, is it a scam or a scheme? Look, I personally think, depending on who you are and what you love to do, like getting a job is a pyramid scheme, but let me say why I say that. All right. Because some of the most successful people and entrepreneurs are millionaires, billionaires, or whatever you want to deem them as. Okay, they didn't finish high school, or they didn't go to college, or they didn't finish college. But one of the first requirements when they actually go out and actually start a $1 million corporation or something like that, one of the requirements is that you have to have went to school. You have to have followed the model. You have to be trainable. You have to be indoctrinated with a certain mindset to keep you as an employee. Because if not, guess what? You become a competition. Now, that's just a certain perspective. You can go so many different ways with that. Now, let me just pull back from that. Okay, so you got that, but then you also got the person who starts the entity, the corporation, or the business at the top, whether they're controller or the owner. But then you got the president, you got the vice president, you got secretary, you got treasurer. All right, you got management. Okay, you got shift leaders, all that. Then you got just your standard employees. That sounds like what structure? Sounds like pyramid. Not to mention pyramids are some of the most powerful structures in the world. If you want to look at it that way. That's just my perspective on things. So you just have to, be aware of what you're saying and being in tune and look at things from different perspectives. Now, as far as this being a pyramid, I don't see that because everybody circulates in the same position. Okay, so everybody's going to get in that cycle where they're going to get, the funds going to circulate to them. They're going to be donated and gifted to them. Okay, some of the modern day ones that's going on right now, one of the ones that I'm in, you bring $500 in on that first week. That second week, you make sure to invite 2 other people into the community, and they do the same thing. They donate their $500 in. That third week, you're just making sure everybody's good that's coming up under you, that's duplicating that process. That fourth week, you're actually getting those funds distributed to you in the form of a donation. Okay, so if I bring $500 in that first week, second week I bring my 2 people in, third week I make sure everybody that came in behind me is good. That fourth week I get $4,000. All right, so what happens on the fifth week? The fifth week, all I'm going to take is $500 that I received out of that $4,000 and donate to the person that I originally came into that cycle with. Okay, and now I'm locked in to actually bringing in $4,000 a month. If we want to say $3,500 because you're recycling $500, then you're going to be making that residual every month, reoccurring every month. So how can that change your life? If you say 3,500 times 12, 42,000 a year, tax free. How can 42,000 a year tax free change your life? And that's just being part of one structure, one community, or one, whatever you want to call it, one flower. There's so many different things out there. Okay, so that's from that perspective. All right, so my thing is, if you are bringing somebody or joining into a community, they have to be legit. It has to be trustworthy. You have to bring in people that are trustworthy. So you may have to do a little due diligence before you just jump in whoever's community. You feel me? But this type of stuff has been around, all right, to circulate within our communities to help with, we can't get loans. We got bad credit. Well, how can we come together and pool this money together? so we can actually have some economic structure and not be stressed out. But look at everything that's going on right now. It's not an orthodox time period, which is why this stuff is becoming more and more and more and more out there. It's becoming more and more, just it's been a hot topic. All right. So look, all right, people laid off, people scared to leave the house because of the pandemic, people scared to get sick, people is going through some like emotional just distress due to all of these things, due to the riots and the classism and the racism. There's so many different angles that the media has been thrusting upon us in society, and just wherever we living at right now with everything going on, it's crazy. Okay, unemployment is through the roof. Right, some people aren't even accepting fiat money cash, but whether it's a coin shortage or whether it's the it may be contaminated. All right, so these are things that we have to look at, and we know that we're in a big time right now. We're in a big time as far as this transition that we're moving into. So it's up to us to take advantage of this time right now, because it's an open playing field. All right, we can come together, and we can set this foundation and set the tone for us to really become, better, come stable, be less stressed out, be less dependent upon a system, or creating our own system. You see what I'm saying? So I think this stuff is very, very powerful. It's very, very life changing. I'm already being around like-minded people of abundance and prosperity. It's a complete game changer, okay? Because a lot of us out there come from backgrounds and families where we're used to the scammers. We're used to a lacking mindset. We're used to the poverty talk. And when you present something like this to them, they think it's a scam. They don't want to. They can't believe it. They stuck. They waiting on the stimulus check, okay? When this right here is your stimulus package you were waiting on right under your nose. But it's okay if it's not for you. I would just say find something out there for you that works for you. For me, this works for me, okay? But I'm not telling to jump in anybody's cycle or flower or nothing like that. For me, it's just about networking, building up a community with like-minded people, okay? And just keep that circulating. Keep that dough circulating. Let the dollar circulate, Let it. That's all we doing over here. So if you look at all these different things, and I'm talking about crypto lately, because this fiat money, all right? If you go back, and there's so many points. So if you go back and look at what the common commodity money used to be, at one point in time, it was gold and silver, okay? Then, it's challenging to haul around a bunch of gold and silver all the time. So what did they actually do? They actually, had these Federal Reserve notes that pretty much would say, hey, if you turned in if you turned in so much gold, then one of these notes is worth that much gold. So we know, instead of hauling around all this gold, I'm gonna give you the certificate that when you go to the bank, you can actually exchange that certificate for the real physical gold. Now, that gold, the dollar is not backed by the gold. However, those Federal Reserve notes look very, very similar. So in this society, we deem them as valuable because, that's the medium of exchange that we use. But it's not backed by anything. So with that being said, yes, there are such things as digital currencies. May be tricky to people to really get into. Most people are familiar with Bitcoin. All right. But just look into that. So if we actually get to a point where we're circulating our fiat money and exchanging it for things we deem valuable, as gold, as silver, as land, or whatever it may be to you, just look into it, okay? Because the banks, JP Morgan, Visa, is looking for developers for Ethereum, which is the cryptocurrency that's popping right now. And we get into another video, because this is supposed to be about the Susu, but I'm, carrying on about this because it's important for you to know. So all I'm saying is, look, all these ways out here to get to this bag right now is an open playing field, but we have to open our minds up to not being traditional, okay, and being unorthodox, because we are in unorthodox times. All right, there's plenty of ways to make money out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no guru people. All right. I'm not no mentor. I'm not no financial advisor. I am none of that. I am just coming across some of this information, and I'm sharing it with you, and I'm telling you how powerful it is to be around like-minded, people. It's very, very powerful. And if we can come together as a community and unite and put aside our differences, as long as we know that they're not like immoral, as long as we can still move as a unit, that's what the power is. We had a power right here with inside of us, and we've always had it. And it's up to us. Okay, if you look at other communities, I want to be politically correct, but you look at the Latin people, look at the Spanish people, you look at them and how they live together. There's so many people in one house. They might be working at the same business or something like that. You look at the people that come over here and open up these corner stores in the hood. You know who I'm talking about. They study economics in our community. That's why they are best friends. Okay, these people come over here because they understand entrepreneurship, they understand capitalism. And what they do is they come over, they live together, they get their stuff situated, they work for each other, and as soon as one of them gets on their feet, then boom, now they actually duplicating that process. Now they got 2 stores, now they got 3 stores, now they got 4 stores. And guess how powerful it is if they're just circulating money amongst their community and themselves, and their expenses are dumbed down, and they don't mind living with each other. Yeah, they gonna have problems. I know we have a lot of history about what's going on with us and why we are the way we are. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit there and say like those things didn't happen, but just know that it's time for us to take responsibility for ourselves. What is your ability to respond to your current situation right now? And I've said this before and I say it again, and I'm closing out because I know I'm just going on. It's no one else's responsibility to feed you and your family. It's no one else's responsibility to provide shelter for you and your family. It's no one else's responsibility to put clothes on you and your family. It's nobody else's responsibility to educate you and your family. That's really all on you. We have become so dependent on someone else that we lose our divine sovereignty. We lose sight of it, rather. But it's always here. But it's up to us to want to take that change, make that change, and be the change, and get back to claiming our rightful and royal positions out here. Anyway, with that being said, my rant is over. I want to let you know, if you are looking to join a Susu, you got to make sure the community is correct, it is proper. Do your due diligence, and don't bring nobody in who has a mindset of, poverty-based mindset. Okay? It's like blowing a bubble in a noun later. Just not gonna get it. All right. So if you are bringing people in, look, I'm gonna tell you the psychology behind this. You bring because people are not used to talking to people and sharing with the people. You say, hey, if you ask anybody, bring 500. Would you put $500 into something that could potentially bring you $3,500 a month? Most people would say yes. The moment that you say, okay, find 2 people to bring along with you, that fear of rejection kicks in. And now they're scared to go out and talk to people because they have that energy of fear. Okay. But you go out and you tell these same people, hey, you know what? Just bring your $500. Don't worry about recruiting people. Just tell 3 people all they got to do is bring their $500 too. Next thing you know, everybody coming along because of the mindset and the psychology. All right. And this is not to sell anybody. OK, for this type of community, you don't want to have to sell somebody on it. You give them the information. You let them make an informed decision for themselves, and you keep it moving, because the people out there, whether they're your friends, whether they're your loved ones or whatever, it's no hard feelings. But if you are on a trajectory where you moving up, and you got these things that you want to do, and there's people pulling you down, you need to separate yourself from them. Okay? But not to say that you don't need to speak with them and do nothing like that. Nah, everybody's on their own path, and that's fine. All right? We got to come to terms where everybody's on their own path, and that's fine. All right? But if you my brother, you my sister, you my mama, you my auntie, you my neighbors, you my whoever, I want us all to win and be aware of the opportunity that's right in front of our nose, because I know how it is being stressed out on that job, just over broke. But anyway, before I continue to ramble on, remember, you are too smart to be broke, and you have everything you need within you.
I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke.
Where's the money?